Have you seen Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of Harley Quinn yet in the theaters? If you haven't, be warned, this video is full of spoilers. Lots and lots of spoilers. And you might want to watch the movie first. Also, it's amazing, so regardless, you should definitely want to watch it. I saw it last night and I gotta say it's probably one of my favorite movies of all time, superhero or otherwise. It's just that good. While Margot Robbie pushed for this film to be made before even Suicide Squad was released, she hasn't always been a huge comic book nerd. In fact, she initially did not even know who Harley Quinn was. But throughout her research for the role, coming to understand Quinn and the comic book world inspired Robbie, and within the role she saw a ton of potential and a ton of stuff that she loved. She really felt an urge to make sure she did the character justice in her portrayal, knowing the fans were so passionate about Harley. She wanted to do them proud. And while I wasn't expecting this film to have a ton of Easter eggs, despite the fact that us nerds often love that kind of thing, it actually did not let me down in that area at all. We're going to look at just some of the ones we at Top 10 Nerd Notice as we count down the top 10 Birds of Prey Easter eggs you missed. Alright Puddin', let's get counting. Number 10. War Games and Crimes. War Games and its sequel War Crimes are both major story arcs within the Batman comic book titles. The story that they tell involves a gang war between all the major criminal groups and villains in Gotham. In the end, Black Mask ends up seizing control of Gotham, becoming the crime boss of the city, and the heroes must team up to stop him. During these arcs, we saw the death of Robin, who at the time was Stephanie Brown, at the hands of Black Mask. We also saw Black Mask put out a bounty for Batman for $500K if brought in dead, and offering more if he was brought in alive, in fact. In the film, you'll notice that not only the storyline resembles War Games and War Crimes, but that the hit he puts out for Cassandra Cain is the same amount that has the same conditions. Though honestly, I wouldn't trust Black Mask, he'll likely just kill you anyways. Number 9. Beaver. You may have noticed in the film that Harley not only has her pet hyena Bruce, a nod to the two pet hyenas Harley had in the animated series and in the comics, Bud and Lou, but also has a strange taxidermied beaver lying around. As I said, her hyenas were originally named Bud and Lou anyways, not Bruce, though now we have Bruce, named after that cute Wayne guy. Bud and Lou are references to the Three Stooges, but her beaver is known as Bernie in the comics, and just like in the movie, Harley often talks to him and imagines him talking back to her. This beaver is obviously a reference to his comic book counterpart, Bernie. Bernie was named after Harley's first crush, Bernie Bash, and was actually stolen by Quinn from his family so that she had something to remember him by after he got sent to juvie. Number 8. Founders Pier. Near the end of the film, Harley confronts Black Mask at a location known as Founders Pier. It has obviously fallen into a state of disrepair. Its wood rots away and it's covered in treacherous holes, which Quinn dexterously manages to tiptoe around. What we also see along the pier are statues of what appear to be Gotham's founders. Slightly broken ones, but they're statues nonetheless. The pier is shrouded in fog, but despite this, you can clearly see a man in a top hat with an umbrella as one of the statues, likely a reference to the Cobblepots. Keep an eye out next time you watch the film and try to see who else you can spot. It's a great little Easter egg and nod to Gotham's history. Number 7. Roller Derby. After Harley breaks up with the Joker, we get a montage of all of the things that Harley has done since, and how she's been taking it. The montage is mostly hilarious, being cut together with shots that directly oppose what Harley is describing in her voiceover. For example, she says she took the breakup well, and decided to leave despite the fact that the Joker begged her to come back. While in the shot, she is seen banging on his door, crying through the front door's window. One that isn't quite so opposite, but is still hilarious. She claims that she is set out to make new friends. Cut to Harley participating in a roller derby. This is a nod to the 2014 Harley Quinn series where Harley gets a job as a derby competitor, and goes by the name Killer Quinn. Even her look is somewhat similar to the costume that we see her wear in the comics. Number 6. Happy. After Harley has updated her relationship status by blowing up Ace Chemicals, declaring to the world that her and the Joker are through, she ends up getting attacked by a variety of people who have grievances with her, and as such want her very much dead. One such person that comes after her is Happy. While Happy gets taken out by Huntress, who is on her own mission to avenge the murder of her family, the famous mob family of the Bertinellis, his name still made me think back. In Birds of Prey, his grievance is that Harley and Joker tattooed his face, making him look like a clown. But the name that we're given, Happy, is actually a reference to Nolan's Dark Knight film, where Heath Ledger's version of the Joker had a group of clown-masked thugs, one of whom was known as Happy. Dopey and Chuckles were a couple of the other thugs whose names we were privy to in the Nolanverse. Number 5. Harley's origins. During that scene involving Harley's powerful roller derby skills, we see a number on her arm. This number is 92, and it is likely a reference to Harley's origins. Harley Quinn was originally created as a kind of one-shot character for the Batman animated series in 1992, and was never intended to become as popular as she did, but fans loved her, and so DC would go on to include her in the comic book world when they made comics based off of the animated series. From there, she would go on to be fully integrated into the main continuity of the DC comic book universe, break up with the Joker, join the Suicide Squad, become a Gotham City siren, and even get her own series, multiple times over in fact. Number 4. Marilyn Monroe. In a plea to save her life when Roman threatens to kill her, Harley offers to retrieve the diamond that Black Mask has lost, and be hired as his mercenary. He agrees, but not before slapping her around some while she's tied to a chair. During the beating, Harley appears to escape somewhat into a dream sequence that we cut in and out of. She imagines herself dancing around with Black Mask, Victor Zsasz, and their gang. Like a scene out of Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, or Madonna's iconic music video, which also takes inspiration from the original Marilyn Monroe sequence. The original sequence itself was set to the song Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend, which is pretty relative considering the plot point here. In fact, the outfit that Margot Robbie wears as Harley in the sequence is a direct nod to Marilyn's, except Erin Binoche decided to add her own spin on it, turning the dress into a glamorous pantsuit. Modern and functional as opposed to specifically as feminine as that dress. Because call me old-fashioned, but I thought the guy was supposed to get the girl the diamond. Number 3. Condiment King. When Harley breaks into the precinct to break out Cassandra Cain seeking to find the diamond she agreed to procure for Roman, though we don't know all of this yet in the film, she uses a shotgun but fires a variety of things other than bullets. She starts the fight sequence by shooting an officer with a small beanbag square in the face. Ouch, that would hurt a lot. Something else we see her use to attack the police? Mustard gas, and actual mustard. You can see the mustard shoot and splatter against the glass. This could be interpreted as a nod to one of the greatest and lamest Batman supervillains ever, Condiment King, who fights only using guns that fire condiments. Number 2. Cassandra Cain coughing. In one scene, Renee Montoya comes into the precinct and notices Cassandra Cain has been taken in again for pickpocketing. When Cassandra doesn't respond, she asks, "Cat got your tongue?" as Cassandra Cain coughs and struggles to get a word out, appearing to be unable to speak for a moment. This is an obvious nod to the fact that in the comic book world, Cassandra Cain is known for not speaking. Her father raised her to read body language and use that instead of her words to communicate, training her to be an assassin and grooming her to become Ra's al Ghul's personal bodyguard. Yeah, her mom was Lady Shiva in the comics, and her dad was David Cain, known for being a loyal member of the League of Assassins. Pre-New 52, of course. Number 1. Batman sleeps with bats. This reference comes at the end of the movie after the credits. That's right, they make you work for this one. Of course, superhero movies, especially in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, have taught us to always wait around till the end to see what little surprises or teasers the film has in store for us after we've patiently waited through those credits. DC has become no different. It was definitely worth the wait at the end of Shazam, but Birds of Prey decided to give us a secret instead of a scene. The secret that Harley Quinn shares with us and has us promise not to tell anyone is that Batman, but that's all we get. And this is an obvious nod to the Harley Quinn animated series, where Harley Quinn brings up pretty much the same point, but doesn't consider it a secret there. The secret point is that Batman has sex with bats. Thank you so much for watching, Nerd Squad. I hope you enjoyed this list, and I hope you enjoyed the film and loved it as much as I did. What did you think of Birds of Prey? When are you planning on seeing it? How did you feel about the portrayal of the Birds of Prey gang and that of Black Mask in the film? How do you feel about the lack of Oracle/Barbara Gordon? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And while you're on your way down there, be sure to click that like and smash that sub. This has been Top 10 Nerd, and I'm your host Amanda McKnight, reminding you to stay nerdy, YouTube.